Hi, my name's Colton, and I play Andre in Paradise Lost, the show where us, the friends, play D&D. We're friends, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Kiana? Oh, really? Kiana's the only one who said I've known her the least.
I said absolutely.
Oh, you said, okay, I'm sorry. I just heard his resounding no.
I said, I'm thinking about it. I'm on the fence.
He's on the fence. I've known you for fucking 20 years. Or
Still on the fence.
Oh, he's still on the fence. Anyway, we're diving into episode
before you
6,
buy.
titled Hope from Chaos, which is a play on the fact that Chaos just died. Without further ado, let's dive into that. The town defenders watched on as their leader, Chaos, was murdered and thrown to the muddy ground of Oakle by the man who had arrived. Very poetic, David. Thank you.
It's okay.
The muddy ground of Oakle.
Very poetic. It's okay. So humble, too.
Trying as much as they could, this figure seemed to find none of their antics as nothing more than a nuisance. Ugh.
Fuck
No,
him.
right?
Asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I hate he's the worst. Right from jump, you make him the worst.
Even the description.
Look, the descriptions allow me to really give you guys what I was thinking during it.
He's just a fucking dick.
So we did shit, he thought we were a nuisance. Instead, he continued to survey the battlefield and speaking to himself as if assessing each character, identified the traits about each of them. Ooh, wow.
Yeah. Right.
Just trying to survive, Andre took time during this conflict to go back inside and inform all the townsfolk to leave. The figure identified the group to be loyal, cowardice, arrogant. But ultimately, this is pitiful. However, seeing that the fight was hopeless, the defenders dropped their weapons, allowing the figure to officially introduce himself as Strahd von Zarovich. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Zarovich.
Zarovich. It doesn't really... Zarovich.
Zarovich.
Zarovich. Strahd von Zarovich. All right. I am the ruler of Barovia.
That's so him.
The tyrant of Castle Ravenloft. And now, the ruler of Oakle. Bitch ass. Strahd. Strahd took a moment to clarify his intentions. Wait a second. Pointing to Andre in the doorway. A lack of hope. He said that at me, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. Pulling themselves together, defenders invited Strahd into the haven for a drink and a conversation. As Strahd seemed to acknowledge... As Strahd seemed to have knowledge of everything that the characters went through the past few days. I wonder why. Andre retorted with, I could handle all of that. It was coming back to a town that no longer had any hope. That makes more sense than what I was going to say. I did say some...
You had some real good speech moments
Andre
there.
had some really
Andre was born and raised in
heart-wrenching
Oakland,
lines.
you know?
Good.
If there's one thing I know about Andre, and I don't know him very well, but he's quite the poet. He's a warrior
very
poet.
good.
This whole episode had like some really good lines from everyone. It was really sad, but also really good role play.
Speaking of good roleplay, Steven was a drunken mess during this conversation. Depressed by the murder of Chaos,
Really
who he
good.
adored, apparently.
We knew.
And yet the murderer stood tall. He said, I loved her. She was my whole reason for being here. Strahd responded, and yet you did nothing to save her. In his typical assish-like manner. Asserting himself now to own the group, Oakle, and all of its people, Strahd departed with an omen to remember. I am the ancient, and I am the land, and I am everywhere. That last part seems like a tag. I am the ancient, and I am the land, and I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Follow
You guys
anywhere.
get it.
yeah.
This is my town now.
He just added that on. That's not part of the chant.
No.
Overwhelmed, the realization sunk in as they assured... Why'd I say assured? I'm reading it right here. You handed me the script like 2 minutes ago. Assessed Chaos that she truly was gone. They found
was
Chaos.
dead,
She was
dead.
dead. She was dead.
Dead.
She's like super fucking dead.
Super good.
Bringing her inside, the group, us, prepared to have a funeral for the town before deciding what to do next. Stephen, as a token to remember her by, found and took a dagger from Chaos with a blue gem inside of it.
That was sweet.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
To remember her, he stole.
You guys blasted him about
Yeah.
it too.
Because he
It's kinda
didn't
weird.
do anything.
Well, because he was playing into Strahd's point, but he was like, I want to try and find like a token or something that I can remember her by, and that's why he took the dagger because it's the only thing he could find.
Andre felt the weight of insignificance in Okel, but became empowered to fight since he had nothing left to lose. That's true.
Yeah.
It was kind of just, I remember feeling like, all right.
It is what it is.
I guess whatever. I
Yeah.
guess fuck everything in the world. Let's just go kill this guy.
Yep.
Nereza did what she could to encourage the group and unify them under a goal of killing Strahd. Success, I would say.
Huh. Turned out all right.
Yeah, I mean, knowing what we know now.
Yeah.
Right.
Hindsight's 2020.
Spoiler alert. What did you think was going to happen, though?
I mean, you know,
We came all this
Yeah.
way. All right.
There's always a possibility.
we died more than he did. That's for
True.
sure.
Very true.
A decision was made to talk to the Vistani once they came back, sketch, since they are the only way to go through the fog, it seemed, and to bury chaos in the morning. The next morning, the town gathered to mourn the loss of its leader, the one who truly turned Okel into a haven for all over the past several years. Goddamn chaos.
Yeah. Damn.
You're saying something different.
As the Vistani arrived again, the leader of this current group was Bernadette.
Oh.
Classic
Classic Bernie.
Bernadette.
Classic.
Through a conversation with her, the Vistani agreed to lead the defenders into Barovia proper, but would not be able to return. And we didn't. Spoiler. This arrangement will begin tomorrow. Stephen went through Chaos's home, finding a journal of hers,
Yeah, that was a little
yeah.
bit weird.
where her real name was.
Oh.
Her in the journal.
Yeah.
It had a whole bunch of information about her life in general. Her real name was Natwala.
Not Walla.
At least that was
Right.
the,
And we're like, chaos sounds better.
that was the original name given to her. That's like where she was from. That was like her human name. Chaos was her true like devilish tiefling name that she ended up, after a pretty brutal life that she had, ended up going back to that name and embracing it.
She chose the name fucking Chaos, and Ricky chose Steven.
Which begs the question, is there a backstory or reason? We'll have to talk to him.
We'll talk to him if,
Well,
if
remember
or
his
when he ever gets back.
Remember his last name too.
Beef.
B. Fistler.
Fair enough.
The Fistmeister.
Jesus Christ. She tried, Chaos, her entire life to create a welcoming home for outcasts of all kinds. The evening before leaving, Stephen, in his home, was greeted by the devil patron of his that gifts him his warlike abilities. The patron pointed Stephen to look towards the highest peak of Barovia, Mount Gakis, a place that Stephen needs to go now. Might be a while, Stephen.
Might be a while.
Might be a while, Stephen.
Might be quite a while.
After a day of mourning and contemplation, the group made it back to the Vistani and began their journey into the fog, leading to Barovia as they leave their home, Okel. One more thing I'd like to add.
Absolutely.
There was a funeral for Chaos, and I feel like you glossed over it, which is rude, David. And that's why I'm the captain now.
Fine,
sorry.
just
That's why I'm the
better.
captain
Took
Look
over.
at him.
Look at him.
for this episode.
He's the captain.
Steven gave a fucking beautiful eulogy at Chaos's funeral, okay? And one word stands out among the rest. Together.
Together.
Together. Together. Together. And no faster than that. For
Any
this,
faster and it's the wrong chant.
for this is not a chant of merriment. This is a chant of promise that we will destroy the Barovian devil. What did I call him?
The Barovian
Barovian
Beast.
The Barovian
I like
beast.
that.
That name never came up.
No, I don't know why I thought it.
It's like someone else telling the story.
No,
It's
I
like,
love it.
"Oh, the Barovian Beast came.
Yeah.
We're coming for you, Barovian beast.
That's a whole different thing.
Whatever that is.
And that was our slice of Paradise Lost.